needed to talk to you on my drive today because there's something really important you need to know. The second most important thing that you're going to have to select after your wedding venue is definitely the wedding photography. But why in the world is wedding photography so much more expensive than general event photography? Well, I'm not going to tell you to just go crazy, throw your budget out the window, and spend MUCHO DINERO. I am here to help you understand why it is necessary to invest. My name's Dee. I'm a DIY and budget bride and a wedding photographer myself. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. I don't normally drive during my videos, but I'm actually on my way to a photo shoot now, so I figured I would give a little bit of an explanation because it is something that I did struggle with quite a bit when I was choosing my own wedding photographer for my own wedding. So of course, you'll understand, I put a strong importance on wedding photography for my own wedding. It is something that I knew was going to be absolutely necessary, and of course, being my profession, I was going to be very picky about it. But what I didn't expect was the variety and the huge discrepancies in wedding photography prices. So what you need to know about myself and about other photographers when you do your own research for what wedding photography and videography you're looking for your big day, you do have a lot of questions to ask yourself in terms of what's actually important. One of the things I did notice was every photographer and photography company is vastly different in terms of what they offer and their cost for similar services. Figuring out exactly what you need will then help you determine how much time you may need with the photographer or videographer. If you need any additional services like an album made or a video highlight reel, even expertise is a big component to making sure that whoever you select does have the expertise or the time and has photographed weddings at a venue that you're looking at or the venue that you have actually booked. Now, I've heard it before, and in hindsight, I understand. Some may think wedding photography is easy. You photograph for one day and get a big paycheck out of it. But of course, in reality, as any job will entail, there's a lot more to it. Things like most wedding photographers are generally carrying around $10,000 to $15,000 in equipment, or most of us work 7 days a week. It can take 3 to 4 hours to edit every 1 hour of coverage. Add on top of that insurance, taxes, software, advertising, equipment, albums, consultations, education. You really are paying for the experience and the knowledge as well. I went to a world-renowned art college and got a 4-year degree in digital imaging. While most photographers and videographers that you encounter may not have the same specific education, their experience does dictate how much they're going to charge. I've spent years learning where exactly I need to be at the right moment, at the right time. I know how to not only avoid, but if unavoidable, edit out things in the background that won't enhance your big day. I've learned how to pose and accentuate a bride, especially when you're not generally comfortable in this big wedding dress because it's not something that you wear every day. I've learned professionalism in the chaos when it's downpouring and stress levels are already high. And it even sounds crazy to be able to stand on your feet for 10 hours straight at an event carrying 50 pounds of equipment on your back. The list will go on, and I'm not saying that you need to spend an arm and a leg for wedding photography. This is what will last past your big day. It's what will hold those memories and capture the feeling of the day and how amazing and beautiful you felt. What I can say is there are some things to be aware of. I don't see it very often, but you do have to make sure you're reading the fine print. There are still some photographers who don't edit the photos, they don't do a lot of post-processing. They may be doing some color correcting and some small adjustments to a crop, but they're not necessarily taking the time to make sure things are edited out of the background, to make sure that zit that showed up that morning is taken care of and magically disappears. The old terminology for it was shoot and burn, because of course it was, I'm going to shoot all the photos, put them on a CD, and hand them over. The thing is, it's normally super cheap for a reason. I can compare it to event photography. If I'm going to a corporate event, I'm not necessarily worried about the wrinkles on someone's shirt or a pimple on their face. I'm worried about making sure everyone's eyes are open and the lighting looks good. I myself still put quite a bit of love and care into all of my photography. If you're looking for a photographer on a really tight budget, you may lose the magic of the day because of unprofessionalism or a lack of enthusiasm post. Wedding photography is an investment. It is something that will make a difference afterwards, especially when the day goes by so fast and you need something to remind you of that amazing day that you worked for a year planning. If you need anything at all, you're looking for a destination photographer or need some advice on what to look for your wedding photography and videography, oh, squirrel. Let me know. I'm here to help. My name's Dee. I will talk with you soon.